Hi, I'm Bill.
I'm Julie.
I'm Sam. I'm Joel.
And I'm
Tiki.
Tiki. And we want to take you on a journey to a country which we moved to in 2016.
Haiti is a really poor country in the Caribbean, and the people that live there are very poor.
2/3 of Haitians live off of less than $2 a day.
They speak English. They speak Creole there. It's very hot there. Kids, we live in the university.
I work at Emmaus University, and I just would like to talk a little bit about what's going on at Emmaus and how it's changed in the past few years. So Emmaus University used to be called Emmaus Biblical Seminary, and what we focused only on training pastors and other church leaders specifically for the Haitian church. But Haiti has so many different needs in all kinds of different areas, and as Christians who are guided by the love of God, we can't just ignore people who are in need. Now, it might seem a bit strange to think about a university as something that is helping people who are in need. Normally, when we think about helping people who are in need, we think about, starting an orphanage or a medical clinic or some kind of feeding program for kids or something like that. But the vision that we have at Emmaus is for the transformation of Haiti as a nation, as a country, a country that's no longer in poverty, a country that's no longer held under the corruption of a corrupt government, a country where children can grow up without hunger, a country where people have jobs to provide for their families and where people can live in peace. And that vision is big, and of course it requires pastors who know God's word and who can preach it well. But it doesn't stop there. This vision also requires teachers and business people and politicians and all kinds of other people working together to make it a reality. And that's why Emmaus has changed to being a university. The love of God compels us to move into new areas outside of what we've always done before. And when we think about what God has done for us, we understand that God didn't see our need and do nothing. No, he saw our need, he loved us, and it moved him to action, to send his son to save us. And as God's people who have experienced his love and who have his spirit burning inside of us, how can we see the need of the people of Haiti and do nothing? We can't. And if it's his plan for us, we won't. But what does that mean today? That's a nice sounding vision, but what are we actually doing? So today, we still have our bachelor's in theology program. That's still going. That's still our main focus today. But on top of that, we also have a master's in theology program. But outside of theology, we've also started a master's in leadership program and a master's in education program. So we've already taken that first step outside of theology to expand into other areas of need within Haiti. And in the future, our second step is to hopefully start a bachelor's program in education, with the hope to expand into other areas, perhaps business next after that. So my job there specifically is I teach in the undergraduate program, the undergraduate theology program, mostly in biblical studies. So I would teach a lot of biblical classes, like a class on historical books of the Old Testament or the prophetic books of the Old Testament, things like that. And on top of that, I'm also working as the registrar. So I'm in charge of all the student records and making sure that when a student takes a class that we record it and record the proper grades and stuff like that. So that's my job at Emmaus University.
I work as a physiotherapist in Bethesda Medical Centre. Bethesda's mission is sharing the hope of Christ through compassionate healthcare, and our vision is to see every person healed by God and our quality of life restored. We do this by providing high quality healthcare through a variety of clinics such as HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, malnutrition, vaccination, high blood pressure, diabetes, and we also have a maternity department, pharmacy, x-ray, and of course physiotherapy. The physiotherapy department began in 2016 when we first moved to Haiti. It was Dr. Rodney, our director, his vision to one day have a Haitian-run physiotherapy department, and today we have 2 Haitian physiotherapists, Altidore and Ishber, working at Bethesda. We see God working every day in our department. We have the privilege of treating stroke patients, getting them up to walk for the first time, of seeing people with chronic back pain come and get better, and of helping those kids with special needs to develop in ways we never thought possible. We've built a strong relationship with the Southwest Baptist University in Missouri, who bring us supplies and equipment, and really provide us with ongoing professional support. And let me just share one story to illustrate that with you. In July of last year, we had a mum bring her child to Bethesda for physiotherapy. He was 9 months old and not really able to do anything. He had been born 2 months premature, and really is a miracle he survived even in Haiti. His mum noticed he wasn't developing well, and someone in her community told her to come to Bethesda for physiotherapy. Altidore has been treating him. She doesn't have a lot of experience in treating pediatrics, but what she's learned from the teams coming, she put into practice. She messaged me and asked for some support. So I asked her for some videos, some photos, and a bit of a history, and she sent all of that to me. We got together with our friends from the university in Missouri on video chat. Sarah, the pediatric PT, gave some advice, and basically Altidore had been doing everything right. She had been treating this little boy the way she should be treating him, and he had gone from not really being able to do anything to holding his head up, to rolling over, to playing with his hands, to sitting up independently. And the next step for him is to be able to learn how to stand up and then eventually to walk. So because Bethesda has physiotherapy, and we have a physiotherapist who knows how to treat children and also has professional support, this little boy has a much higher chance of one day being able to walk, which will dramatically improve his quality of life, especially in a country like Haiti. It's really been amazing to see how God has brought the whole team together. So my role at Bethesda is changing. I'm really there to provide support for Altidore and Ishber when they need it, but I've been doing a lot more of finding more support for Bethesda in general, of keeping our social media updated, communicating with supporters, and sharing the stories coming out of Bethesda. We are right at the exciting part of building a new facility. We've had some property issues since 2018 and our lease expires in 2023. Not only that, our buildings are old and they're dirty, and a lot of them are not really fit for purpose. We've purchased land and we've had a world-class team working on the design of a brand new Bethesda Medical Centre. And now we're at the fundraising stage so we can start to build. As you can imagine, fundraising has been extremely difficult over this past year, but we're really trusting God to provide. I'm really excited about building this new clinic, not just to have a beautiful building, but to have a medical centre which has been designed to be exactly that. A place that has proper waste disposal, good patient flow, security, 24-hour electricity, and sufficient bathrooms. A place where women want to go and give birth, where people want to go and take their elderly parent who's had a stroke, and a place where every single room is clean and designed for the service being offered. Building a new Bethesda is about showing the people of Haiti that they deserve to have a healthcare facility which is clean, up to date, and fit for purpose. And then when people come because of the facilities, because of the care, they meet our staff, and most importantly, they hear the good news of the gospel. As you can see, we're not in Haiti right now. In March 2020, we were evacuated from Haiti back here to Northern Ireland. When we left, we had no idea that we would be home for this long. Bill has been teaching online over Zoom, and I've been working on building a support base for Bethesda and speaking to Altidore and Ishber weekly. But we're anxious to get back and continue our work in Haiti this summer.
There's a lot of needs at Emmaus for missionaries to fill. We have 2 critical needs at the moment, an IT manager. There's a lot of computers and network at Emmaus that we rely on a lot now, so we need someone to be able to maintain that and take care of it. We also need an English teacher. That's another critical need that we used to have an English teacher and now we don't, and we teach 4 levels of English at Emmaus, so that's a critical need that we have. And we also have need for theology or Bible teachers, a maintenance person to maintain the buildings and the campus, and also someone to help with hospitality. That's like taking care of visiting professors that come in, usually from the States, to teach intensive courses. So those are the main needs that we have at Emmaus.
Maybe you're not quite ready to get on a plane and move to Haiti, even if it does look like that. But you can still be involved in what God is doing through Emmaus and Bethesda. Through prayer, we send out a monthly prayer email, which you can sign up by sending me an email, or you can join our financial support team by contacting OMS. It's really through your involvement in prayer and support that enables us to be able to go to Haiti and continue to do the work that God has called us to do.